First and foremost, let me move back this table some so you can see my face, if that's better. But in today's video, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, welcome back to the channel, of course, Capri Social Network. By your way, I am your host, once again, Capri, aka Cap. Let me rotate this phone some because it's kind of crooked, like always. Hopefully that's better. Anyways, I thought about something, and although this has been over a year or so ago, on behalf of Eboni K. Williams, who happens to be a TV anchor, if I'm not mistaken, and some other titles. She wears multiple hats, so to speak. Anyways, this happened to cross my mind early. Once again, it's been over a year ago because on her talk show, podcast, whatever you would call it, and I don't know whether it still comes on or not. Anyways, she happened to be interviewing former TV host of the former show Fix My Life, Ayanla Von Zant. So as she happened to be interviewing Miss Ayanla Von Zant, former host of the show, former show Fix My Life, it happened to be this one particular instance where Ayanla Von Zant asked her whether she would date a bus driver or not, be willing to date a bus driver. Let me slide back my chair some. So first she paused all of a sudden, Miss Eboni K. Williams, when she was asked that question. So she asked her for a second time, Ayanla Von Zant. She was like, will you date a guy that drove a bus? So Eboni K. Williams, Miss Eboni K. Williams, response was like, only if he owned the bus. Only if he owned the bus, if I'm not mistaken. She said it twice. She might as well say reiterated what she said the very first time. Anyways, this just goes to show you how full of crap lots of black women are. And I'm talking about some of the most successful black women you could find. Women that may be, for instance, city elected officials. Women who may happen to be, what else? What else could I say? That may be concert promoters of concerts. Women who may happen to be talk show hosts like Eboni K. Williams and Ayanla Von Zant. Even by the likes of women such as Oprah Winfrey, who's been on TV forever. Also women who may happen to have their own fashion care line. Women who may happen to be physicians. What else? RNs that may happen to be, what's another successful job title that some are known for? Women who may happen to be professors at colleges, even principals of either elementary, middle, or high school. This just goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen, how full of crap some black women are. Because while she was saying all that crap, Eboni K. Williams, how she wouldn't date a bus driver unless he drove a bus. Well, at least I'll take that back. Unless, not if he drove a bus, but unless he owned a bus. I guarantee you, if that same bus driver was to come up to her and happen to be a guy by the likes of a Dirty Dick, Rodney, Pookie, or Ray Ray, she wouldn't waste any time still getting with that man. And think about how it's so many other women that are successful and prominent women, black women like herself, who have men or men who have nothing to offer to them. Some women who you see on a regular basis taking care of these men, even driving these men around. I have seen it myself, where there have been quite a bit of women, black women, that will have a significant other that she'll be driving around in a car instead of her letting him drive her around. And these are women that have guys at home that aren't contributing at all, guys that are some of the most abusive and toxic guys they could find. Even guys who they reproduce with, who they are foolish enough to reproduce with. And I saw where somebody just joined my live, but they just, as soon as they joined, they left like always. Anyways, I ain't gonna let that stop my flow though. These are some of the main women who claim in one breath they can't get when a man of their own race that's not successful, a guy who may just be working a regular 9 to 5 job where he may be punching in and out on a time clock, where he may make no more than around $20 an hour. But anytime it may come to a guy approaching them who happens to have a job of the same caliber as the black guys, they look down upon, they don't hesitate at all to get when a guy, for instance, a white guy who may happen to be, for instance, a bus driver who could barely make ends meet. And I'm knocking bus drivers, because there are some guys that have been driving buses, for instance, for over 30 years and are making pretty decent amounts of money, who have good pension plans, stock purchase plans, also has so much money saved up for so many years, driving a bus for so many years, to the extent that they could be able to have a house built from the ground up if I wanted to. And this is on behalf of a lot of you women, so many of you other women who look down on men like that. Once again, you look down on men of your own race who happen to have jobs of that caliber. But anytime, especially when it comes to white men approaching you that may have jobs paying the amount of money the bus drivers make, even if he may be having to be a custodian at a school, whether it may be at either a college or high school, middle school, elementary school, you look down on your own group of men only under one condition. Now, that guy, once again, is either a Dirty Dick Rodney, a Pookie, or Ray Ray. Is he happens to fit one of those descriptions, a guy of one of those descriptions, you don't hesitate to get one that got in if he may be a regular, once again, blue collar / 9 to 5 working class citizen, because you find those types of guys exciting for the most part. And if some of you want me to elaborate more on what I mean by guys like that, guys by the likes of either a Pookie, a Ray Ray, a Nuck, Dirty Dick Rodney, guys who are always high all the time off of gas, and that's just a euphemism for weed / marijuana. Guys who are always tatted up, bodies are pretty much whole bodies, upper bodies and torsos are covered up with tattoos, even have face tattoos. Guys that have done penitentiary time more than one time, and for some of the most heinous of crimes. Guys, let's not forget the guys who a lot of you black women lust over. You self-proclaimed successful and prominent black women with the long dreads, because some of you are crazy about guys with long hair, long dreads specifically. Guys that are always going up inside your heads. There's always abusive towards you, beating on you, calling you all kinds of derogatory names. Guys who could be as short as 5'2", for you same types of women who claim that the guy not only has to make the same amount of money you make just so he can be on your level, but the same types of women who also claims that the guy has to be over 6 feet or 6 foot. If that guy is, once again, maybe either a Nuck, a Pookie, a Ray Ray, Dirty Dick Rodney, that's when you start to lower your standards all of a sudden. Once again, this proves my point. What I just said, all the game I just spit on how so many black women by the likes who had the same kinds of success of Eboni K. Williams are so full of crap that it's ridiculous. And anytime that it may come to a guy in our community that may not happen to make the same amount of money, in some cases he doesn't have to have a job at all. All he needs to do is just know how to put that dick down on them real good. Then that's when they want a guy that's not on their level, that they may look at as way beneath them. If the guy happens to fit the description of a degenerate, of a hoodlum. Anyways, I'm gonna end this video because I already have said a mouthful and proved my point already enough. And to next time, you guys have a good one and be safe out there.